Hi, this is Bobby with Crochet Guru, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet these baby ribbon booties. Now I also have a matching ribbon hat that goes along with these booties, and if you're interested in crocheting that as well, I will post a link in the description box below. The booties we're going to be crocheting today will fit a 0 to 3 month old baby. The materials needed to make these booties: some soft worsted weight yarn, and I used Red Heart Love. And for the purple booties that I'll be making today, I used about a half a skein of lilac and a half a skein of soft white. And for my pink booties, I used Perfect Pink and Soft White. You will also need a size H8 hook, a stitch marker. You will also need some ribbon for your booties, and it will need to be 5/8 of an inch wide. And I used lilac and off-white for my purple booties and dark pink and off-white for my pink booties. You will need a yarn needle. You will also need a lighter, and that's to seal your ribbon. You will need a needle and some thread, and you're going to need some scissors. Now if you would prefer to follow the written instructions rather than this video, I have a link to this pattern in the description box below. To start our booties, we're going to chain 8. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For round 1, we're going to single crochet into the second chain from our hook, and then single crochet into the next 5 chains, and then we'll be placing 4 single crochets into our last chain. Alright, so now let's place a single crochet in the second chain from our hook. So locate your second chain and place your first single crochet. Now we're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 5 chains. So there's 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to locate our very last chain and place 4 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we'll be working on the opposite side of our chains, so just make sure to weave in your loose strand as you work. So continuing on round 1, we're going to single crochet into the next 7 chains. So again, we're just working on the opposite side of our chain, and we're going to place 7 more single crochets along this chain. And don't forget to work around the loose strand as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the last 2 chains are a little bit harder to spot, so just kind of pull out your work and locate those last 2 chains. And this will be 6, and then locate that last chain, and it's just right on the very top, and that will be 7. Now just make sure to count this round and make sure you have 17 single crochets. This is also a great time to grab your stitch marker and stick it into the last single crochet that you just made. And to be honest, I've lost my place before because I didn't use a stitch marker, and it's a real bummer. Okay, so round 2 is a mouthful, so I'm going to let you read that on your own, and then I'll walk you through it step by step. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do on round 2 is place 2 single crochets into our first 2 stitches. So there's 1 and 2 into the first stitch. Now into the second stitch, place 2 more single crochets. So there's 1 and then 2 into the second stitch. Now we're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do something a little different. We're going to place 2 half double crochets into the next 5 stitches. So yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over the hook, pull through the stitch, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook for your first half double crochet. Now in the same stitch, place another half double crochet. So locate the same stitch, insert your hook, place that second half double crochet. Now we're going to do this in 4 more stitches. So locate your next stitch and place 2 more half double crochets. So there's 1. And in the same stitch, place another half double crochet. So there's 2. Now do that again into the next stitch. So there's 1. And 2 half double crochets. And then there's 1. And then another 2 half double crochets. And now place 2 more half double crochets into that last stitch. So there's 1. And then 2. Okay, so now let's single crochet into our next 4 stitches. So 1 single crochet, 2, 3 single crochets, and there's 4. So to end this round, we're just going to place 2 single crochets into our last 2 stitches. So there's 1 single crochet, and in the same stitch place 2, and in the very last stitch where our stitch marker is, place 2 more single crochets. Perfect. So just make sure you have 26 stitches in this round, and also move your stitch marker up to the next round. Moving on to round 3, we're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. We're going to place 2 single crochets into the next 6 stitches, and then finish off by placing 1 single crochet into the last 10 stitches. Alright, so starting off on round 3, we're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So there's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's place 2 single crochets into the next 6 stitches. So let's go ahead and locate our next stitch, and remember we're going to place 2 single crochets. So there's 1, and then 2 single crochets, and do the same thing in the next stitch. So 1, I got a little stuck, but there's 2, and then 1, 2 into the same stitch, and let's do this 3 more times. So there's 1, 2 into the same stitch, 1, and then 2 into the same stitch, and this should be your last one. So there's 1, and then 2 into the same stitch. Perfect. Now to finish off round 3, we're going to place 1 single crochet into the last 10 stitches. So locate the next stitch, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's 9, and then right where your stitch marker is where we're going to place number 10. And there's 10 single crochets. So before we move on to the next round, just make sure you have 32 stitches, and also make sure to move your stitch marker up to the last single crochet you just made. Alright, so for round 4 we're going to be working in the back loops only, and we're going to be single crocheting in each stitch around for a total of 32 stitches. So if you're not familiar with working into the back loops of a single crochet stitch, I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you. So the first thing I'm going to show you is both loops of the single crochet. So as I inserted my hook into the next stitch, you can see that I have 2 loops on my hook. So now what I'm going to do is move my hook and show you the front loop. And as you can see, the front loop is located towards the front of my work. And now I'm going to move my hook and show you the back loop. And these are the loops that we're going to be working in. And now you can see that our back loops are located on the back of our work. Okay, so let's go ahead and single crochet all the way around, working in our back loops only. So this round will be really easy because all we're doing is just single crocheting all the way around, but just remember that we're only working into our back loops. So because this round is so easy, I'm going to speed up the track and finish up this round. Alright, so now I'm just placing my last few stitches into this round, and remember your last stitch is going to go right above your stitch marker. So I removed my stitch marker because it's going to be easier to get that last stitch in. And then remember to replace your stitch marker and just place it in the last stitch we just made. And again, before you move on to the next round, just make sure you have 32 stitches. Okay, so read up on round 5 and then we'll go through it together step by step. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do in round 5 is double crochet 2 together. So go ahead and yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch. There will now be 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and only pull through the first 2 loops. And now working into the next stitch, we're going to yarn over, place our hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch. There will now be 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. There will now be 3 loops on your hook. So yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops, and that will be your first double crochet 2 together. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops for your first double crochet. And then let's do this again 5 more times. So there's 2 double crochets, there's 3, 4, and then 5. Now we're going to double crochet 2 together, and we're going to do that 8 times. So go ahead and double crochet the first 2 stitches together. So yarn over and insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again, but this time place your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops. Now we're going to repeat that 7 more times. So to crease the next 2 stitches together by working another double crochet just like we did before. So now we just need to double crochet 2 together 6 more times. So there's 3, and there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, and here's our last one, and there's 8. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So there's 1 double crochet, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6. Now in the very last 2 stitches, we're going to place our last double crochet 2 together. So go ahead and double crochet those 2 last stitches together. And that will be the end of round 5. Now make sure you have 22 stitches at the end of round 5, and also move your stitch marker up to the very last double crochet 2 together that you just made. Okay, so for round 6, we're going to double crochet into the next 7 stitches, and then we'll do a double crochet decrease. We'll repeat that 4 times, and then to end the round, we'll double crochet into the last 7 stitches. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this round by double crocheting into the next 7 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now let's double crochet 2 together, and then we'll repeat that 3 more times for a total of 4 times. Okay, so let's double crochet these 2 stitches together. This is also called a double crochet decrease. Okay, so there's 1. We're going to do this 3 more times. There's 2. And there's 3 decreases, and this will be 4 decreases. So there's 4 decreases altogether. And now to end the row, let's double crochet into the next 7 stitches. So there's 1 double crochet, 2, 3 doubles, there's 4, 5, 6, and 7 right where the stitch marker is. Okay, so just make sure there's 18 stitches in this round and move your stitch marker up to the last double crochet that you made. Alright, so moving on to rounds 7 through 8, we're going to FCR in each stitch around. An FCR is a front cross stitch, and what that means is we're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet into that next stitch. And then we're going to work around the front of the last stitch, and then we're going to place a double crochet into our skipped stitch. Now that might seem hard, but it's actually really easy, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so to start our FCR, we're going to skip the first stitch. We're going to place a double crochet into the next stitch. So here's our first stitch, so skip that one and place the double crochet into the second stitch right here. So there's our first double crochet, and now what we need to do is work around the front of this double crochet and place another double crochet into our skipped stitch. And that is what makes a front cross stitch. So we're going to do this all the way around our booties. So again, skip the next stitch and place a double crochet into the next stitch. Work around that double crochet into the front and place another double crochet into the skip stitch. So let's just keep going. Skip the next stitch, place your double crochet. Now work around that double crochet and place your next double crochet into the skip stitch. And then let's just keep going all the way around the booty. So skip the next stitch, place your double crochet, work around to the front, place your next double crochet in the skip stitch. And I'm just going to keep going with you all the way around the booty. Work around to the front, place your double crochet into the skip stitch, skip the next stitch, place your double crochet. And when you're finished with this, you should get 18 stitches. And you will also get 9 front cross stitches. So this right here should be 8 front cross stitches. And the next, or the last front cross stitch will end where the stitch marker is. Okay, so there we have a total of 9 front cross stitches and a total of 18 stitches. So go ahead and count around your booty, make sure that you have it right, and then we'll move on to the next round. Alright, so for round 8 we're going to do the exact same thing as we did for round 7. We're just going to front cross stitch in every stitch around. So move your stitch marker up, and I'm actually going to let you do round 8 on your own since it was exactly like round 7. And if you need any help, just rewind this video and start from the beginning of round 7. Now after you finish round 8, we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch and then fasten this round off. Alright, to fasten off, cut your yarn leaving about 5 or 6 inches so that way we can weave that in. Now go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch. by inserting your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, and through the loop on your hook. Now just pull the tail end through the loop on your hook and tighten it up. Now we'll go ahead and move on to round 9. For round 9, we're going to attach color B into our last stitch, and then we'll single crochet in each stitch around. Alright, so I switched my background so that you can see the soft white yarn a little bit better. So let's go ahead and take our soft white, create a slip knot, and then attach it to the last stitch we just made, which is right above the stitch marker. So insert your hook into the last stitch we just made, attach your slip knot, bring it through the stitch, yarn over and pull it through the loop on your hook. So before I move on, I just wanted to let you know that there is an easier way to attach a new color to your project. And you might have noticed that I use different ways in all of my videos. I like to use this method every once in a while because you don't end up noticing the color change quite as much. But if you don't like this method, use whichever one works best for you. Okay, so moving on, now what we're going to do is just single crochet in each stitch around, and what I'm going to do is just leave my tail end inside of the booty, and we'll go ahead and stitch that in later. Okay, so let's go ahead and just single crochet around the entire booty. And because this round is going to be so easy, I'm going to do a couple of single crochets with you, and then I'll let you finish up this round on your own. Alright, so go ahead and just finish up this round 9 on your own, and I'll meet you back here for round 10. Alright, before moving on to round 10, just know that the chain 4 will count as a first triple crochet. For round 10, we're going to chain 4 and then triple crochet into the next 17 stitches around, and then we'll slip stitch into the first triple crochet to end. Okay, so let's start out by chaining 4, and remember this will be our first triple crochet. And now we're going to go ahead and triple crochet in each stitch around. So yarn over the hook 2 times, so there's 1 and 2, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops, and now yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops to make your first triple crochet. Now we'll move through this a little bit faster, so go ahead and make your next triple crochet, and we're just going to do this all the way around our booty. Okay, so I'm going to do one more with you, and I'm going to let you finish up the triple crochets, and then I'll meet you back here to finish up this round. Okay, to finish up this round, let's slip stitch into our first triple crochet. And remember, our first triple crochet is the chain right above our stitch marker. So locate the chain, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through the chain and the loop on your hook, and then we'll get ready for the next round. For round 11, it's going to be really easy. All we're going to do is just single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 18 stitches. Okay, so this is going to seem really strange. So first off, I apologize because I am missing my video for round 11. I usually record my videos in sections or rounds, and for some reason I have looked everywhere and I cannot find my video for this round. So usually if this happens, I go back and re-record the section, but because this video is one of my older videos, I don't have any of the materials I used. So on the bright side, all you have to do is single crochet around your booty, and just make sure you have 18 single crochets around. And again, I'm so sorry, I've never done this before, so please forgive this part of the video and forgive me. So anyway, just continue on and we'll move on to round 12. Okay, so don't worry, I do have video for this round. Now this round is really wordy and it looks difficult, so instead of reading it to you, I'm just going to walk you through it step by step. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is half double crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over your hook, enter your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And now we're going to double crochet into the same stitch. So go ahead and double crochet into that exact same stitch. And now let's place another double crochet into the next stitch. Now after you finish that double crochet, now we're going to place a half double crochet into the same stitch. Now go ahead and place a slip stitch into the next stitch. Now we're going to repeat what we just did 5 more times for a total of 6. So again, let's half double crochet into the next stitch. Then we're going to place a double crochet into the same stitch. Now place a double crochet into the next stitch, and then a half double crochet into the same stitch. Now place a slip stitch into the next stitch. Now we're going to repeat this 4 more times. So again, half double crochet into the next stitch, and then place a double crochet into the same stitch, place a double crochet into the next stitch, and then a half double crochet into the same stitch. Now place a slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, so I'm going to let you finish up this round on your own, and if you need some help, go ahead and rewind the video. Just start at minute 23:53 if you need to go back. Okay, so before we move on to the ribbon, I just wanted to finish the booty with you, so that way you know how to fasten off. So go ahead and take your stitch marker out, and then just add a slip stitch to the very first stitch that we made. Grab your scissors and cut your yarn, leaving about 5-6 inches. Pull the tail end through the loop on your hook, and then just tighten it up to fasten it off. And then let's go ahead and weave in our loose ends. So go ahead and grab your yarn needle, and let's just weave in those loose yarn ends, and I'm just going to weave back and forth through my stitches. Okay, so when you're finished doing this, let's go ahead and move on, and we'll put some ribbon in our booty. So now what we're going to do is weave our ribbon in and out of the triple crochets on our booty. So grab your ribbon and start weaving in and out of those triple crochets. And what I like to do is weave my ribbon under 1 triple crochet, and then I like to take it over 2. But this is just the way I like it, and you can weave your ribbon in your booty however you like it to look. So I'm just going to keep weaving my ribbon in and out. Now when you get finished weaving, just make sure that both of the ends of your ribbon are on the side of your booty, because this is where we're going to be placing our bow. So when you cut your ribbon, just make sure the ribbon is loose around your booty and not too tight, because otherwise the baby's foot won't be able to fit. Also, when you go back to make your other booty, just make sure that the ribbon is on the opposite side of your booty. So again, just make sure your tail ends of the ribbon are on the opposite side of the booty. That way you'll have one booty with a right bow and one booty with a left. So don't forget that, that's important. Alright, so now grab your needle and thread, and let's stitch both ends of that ribbon together. And again, just stitch it loosely so that you have enough room around the booty for the baby's foot to fit. And I'm just weaving back and forth, just making sure that the ribbon is stitched together. Alright, so now let's make some pretty bows to go on our booty. Now I'm not great at bow tutorials, so what I'm going to do is quickly show you how I make my bow, and then I'll leave some links in the description box below on some better bow tutorials. So if this bow tutorial isn't your favorite, go and check out those tutorials. So I've decided to overlap my bow 3 times. And as you can see, the ends are just barely overlapping each other. And I'm going to cut the end of my ribbon, leaving a little bit left over. I'm going to pinch the middle, grab my needle and thread, and I'm just going to weave in and out of the middle section of my ribbon. Now remember just to weave in and out of your ribbon in one direction. Now that we're done, we're just going to pull our thread tightly, bringing the bow together. And now start wrapping your thread around the ribbon to form a bow. Now I'm just going to use my needle to stitch through the middle section of the bow. This way it will close it off and make it nice and tight. Now just take your scissors and cut all the ugly stuff off, all of that thread. I'm going to form my bow to make it look how I want it to. Let's go ahead and cut the tail ends of the ribbon at an angle. As you can see, I'm folding the ribbon in half, and then I'm going to cut it at an angle. I'm going to do that to both sides. Now what we're going to do is use our lighter to seal the ends of that ribbon we just cut. So just go over it very lightly with a lighter. And I actually think this is a great trick to seal the ends of that ribbon. When I first learned you could do this, I thought it was pretty awesome. Okay, so I just made a white bow the exact same as the purple, but I just made it a little bit smaller, and then I took a little bit of the purple ribbon and wrapped it around both bows. So now what I'm going to do is just stitch the bows into the booty. Just make sure that when you stitch the bows into the booty that they're stitched over the tail ends to cover those up. Okay, so great. This is what your booty should be looking like, and this is what my purple booty looks like. And this is what my pink booty looks like. So they're both really fun and really cute. Now go ahead and make your second booty, but remember to put your bow on the opposite side of the booty. So that way you'll have a left booty and a right booty. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to go and watch the hat video that matches the booties.